this weather. Let's find out, I guess. Drunk again. My victims are my friends. Sing along. Get her, you come to save me. That's right. Deliver me to my heart. That's right. Make it in now. Wait, I'm coming undone today. I'm coming undone. Put the microphone down so y'all can hear me. Wait, coming undone today. The Sunday day. Put my bar now on. The banana. Right. Get in now. All right, let's see. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. I hope this one gets on right quick. What should I shoot first, I wonder? Oof, tricky question. You should probably go with your rights first, then your lefts. All right, any minute now, someone's gonna join. Any minute. I done feels it. All right, maybe they won't show up. If you build it, they may not come. If you talk about it, they might not come. If you shoot it, they will come. Come on, Mockingbird, you come to save me. That's right. Get down with the Jennings today. Let's just not make a mistake now. Wait. My MBs are coming today. I'm going to come undone. Come on, someone get on. Probably been like almost 2-3 minutes. Oh, we got a person. Welcome, one person on the YouTube. My name is Mike. This is Everitt Archery, and it's Sunday, and it's a beautiful Sunday actually. I got a couple of bows I'm gonna shoot. Just doing practice. I'll talk you through all the bows I'm using and what I got on them, and hopefully you guys will like it and press the subscribe button and follow me on more epic journeys. So right now we're gonna play with this bow. This is the 20-year-old Jennings Huntmaster compound bow. If you look at it, it looks like a recurve made a compound bow at a dirty bar and had sweet love and made this baby. I don't know the actual specs on it yet because I have not really looked at them, but when I got the bow, it had all the old school parts on it. I had a huge steel stabilizer. It had like the GWA sight on there. It had a Cobra rest. I took all of it off. I put all QAD on here. It's a QAD Easy Rest, QAD Storm, Quick Connect Bee Stinger. I believe this is an 8-inch extreme Bee Stinger stabilizer. I got Bojack dampeners on here and Bojack silencers on there. It's a right-handed bow. So just to be clear, where do you live? I live in CT, Connecticut. Just to be clear, so everyone knows, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 bows, 4 functioning. One I just bought. Boom, bro. Boom. Exactly. Yeah, if you like what you see, just hit the subscribe button and watch some of my videos, and we can go from there. What I was gonna say was I'm left eye dominant, but I have 3 bows that are right-handed. I bought them, didn't realize what the problem was, but either way, I'm gonna shoot this bow. My rest is a little off, So I'll shoot a couple. Hopefully I can get them to line up properly on the target. I'm about 20 yards out on top of the deck. I'll shoot my 4. I'll walk down, pick up I'll show you what I hit. Maybe even call out some of the shots when I hit them so you know where they landed. And let's go from there. I don't know what the hell I even hit at. I just moved my sight last night, my wrist last night. Huh? I think they hit like the very top. That's a no bueno. Oh, okay. One second, guys. Sorry. I think I just hit something I didn't want to hit. So I'll move my sight right quick so I can not do that again. Because I think I just hit the very top of the bag. I couldn't see it until just now. If you guys have ever had an easy glow rest or parts, they're very easy to deal with, simple to play with. In a cheap product you can buy and still do your thing. These arrows are the wrong arrows for this bow. These are X5 Envies, 340 spine. I put an 80 grain tip in there. I think these are about 400 plus grain total. I have a scale, but I haven't weighed them in a while, so I forget what they actually are. So let's just get a couple more shots on. Hopefully I can hit this thing. I can't tell where that went. I can't tell. All right. I am using a new, so if you guys have ever been here before, you know I have I usually have an old, like a beat up target. Hi, thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. But this target is a new target, so when you have an old target, you know when it hits center because it makes that thunk sound. This is a brand new blackout target bag. So when it hits the bag, it makes a pop. So I don't know where it's hitting exactly. So I can't really see it. I just know I'm hitting it. I can't see. You'd think you can see them, but I can't. Was that 3 arrows? Don't I have 4 arrows? I guess I don't. Yes, I don't. Okay, whatever. I am recently waxed my strings on all my bows. I did shoot yesterday. I shot on TikTok yesterday. Let me just show you what I got going on right here. So I can flip this around. So I got all my arrows right there. That's a 3 under, a split finger, thumb release, and I'm using an index. I got a bunch of arrows here. So that's why if you see me rustling around, I'm looking through all those. And those are the other bows I'm gonna try and shoot in a few minutes. So let's just take a look down and see what I got. You need to see the target at your arrow. Yeah, I know. I just can't see. I can see it. I just can't see the impact where it's actually hitting. I mean, I'm hitting the target. I just can't see the impact exactly where it's landing at. From here, it looks like it's a little high. I just can't see exactly. Let's take a. So we're gonna walk through the snow and not fall on my face. Oh yeah. Oh, sweet jeez. Sweet tea. All right, so I got to bring that. All right, so yeah, that first one was up here. That first one was right there. Good thing I didn't miss. Those 2 were there. So I'll shoot a couple more, and I have to move my. So I moved my. Let me just swing around. I had moved my my rest. When I took my bow, put it in the vise, made the arrow level with the bow, and then when I did that, it was high. So I ended up dropping the rest down a little bit, just a little bit knock high. So I'm shooting today, and that's the first shot, and I raised the sight up a little bit So I'm going to try and maybe lower the rest down a little bit more. So I have a worse, I can't say worse, a better knock high to get this in. Because I had it perfect, but I didn't think the knock high was the thing. I was just trying to get level. I mean, my brain is like, if it's in the bubble between the two lines, you're good. But it's not. I don't know anything about archery, and where'd you go? Sorry, I'm trying to read something. I don't know much about archery, and I never seen this guy before, but somehow I'm a fan. Thank you so much. That's funny. Well, I'm glad you like what I'm doing right now. Hopefully you like the rest. You know, my little viewing going on. Next week on Sunday is the first day of 3D archery. I'm not gonna be ready. Well, actually, that's not true. I won't be ready. I can be ready, but with all this snow out here, I don't want to be tracking through snow like a fool. So, and I'll walk you through all my bow parts and stuff I got. And I got a new bow recently. I was teasing about that with you guys like a few weeks ago. So I got a new bow, and I'm really excited about it. Excuse me. So, and that bow wasn't ready. So let me put you guys back in the saddle. Maybe I can use the. Well, hold on. Well, if that's the case, maybe I'll use my 15 sight. All right, hold on a second, guys. I gotta brainstorm. So on this bow, there's the rest. I had that kind of like level, so I dropped it down a bit, so it was a little knock high. Those pins, my top pins are 15. Maybe I can use my 15 as my 20 and work it that way five notches down. I don't like having my rest like level, but when you put the arrow on it, it's like really knock high. So let me try that right quick and see what happens. Again, my website, my YouTube name on here is Everitt Archery Journey, not Everitt Archery Badass Master, because everything I'm doing, I'm learning on the fly. So let me just try something real quick, and hopefully this will be a game changer for me, because I'm 20 yards out, but I have 5 pins. It should be 15, 20, 25, 30, then a 40, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna try my 15 at a 20, and that should drop it down, because you got to follow your arrow, right? Was that money? Was that money? It should be money. If I had 4 pins, if you have 4 pins, what would you have the yardage at per pin for hunting? I would have what I got now, 15, and then go 5 yards every pin. So like, depending on your bow, like if you can shoot out to 40 yards, I don't shoot further than 40 yards because I like to shoot just 40 yards because I'm like that. On focus. That was money. Depending on, so let me be clear. I don't hunt. I target shoot. So when you go to target ranges, I have my bow set at 15 yards, and I go 5 yard increments. But if you're a person that's shooting from a blind or a tree, I would just set up yourself at a 15 to 40 yards, every 5 yard increments. So if you do have a deer in your sights like that, you can say, all right, right there's my 15, and you know the 5 yards is like that. So that's what I would do if I was you, if you're hunting. But I think just now this made a big difference. Let me try this again. That was left. Did I move? And the thing is, this bow is 20 years old, right? At least 20 years old. This is an old ass bow. Like people that are in their 40s and 50s know about this bow. So they don't make this no more. All right, they make PSCs like this, and they just don't make them no more. But when I first got this bow, it was heavy, it was loud, but it was accurate. So I just swapped everything out to a low grade gear, True Glow. The True Glow stuff is lightweight, but it's hunter friendly. And if you hear this thing shoot, it's quiet. I love this bow personally. If I would hunt with this would be that bow I would hunt with for sure. I think I'm hitting left. I can't tell. And I get 3 arrows. Shit. All right. If I'm hitting left, then I'm going to move my sight to my left. I just can't. I can see it just ding. That's it. But again, if you guys are like what you see, subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Watch some other videos. And we'll go from there. That'll probably be my last time shooting that. I'll probably shoot one more for the fun of it. So I'll show you what I was doing. So off the deck, that way. So like when you're shooting at it, you almost can't see. Yeah, I can't physically zoom in that hard to see what I'm aiming at. So sorry guys, I'm just trying to get it zoomed out. So let's go walk down without falling on these damn steps. You guys have noticed on my channel, I'm at like 404 people subscribed. I'm trying to hit 500. If you guys can help me out with the 500, that'd be great. That's why I'm asking you guys to subscribe, because I'm trying to get that number. Anyway, besides that, what I was saying was these arrows are not the right ones. So yeah, so my arrow, so these arrows are 380 spine. I need 400s because it's not heavy enough to shoot these arrows. So, but that ain't bad. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that my 15 yards is no longer there, and I'll make it a 20, and just go from there. Versus move my rest. I don't want my rest too high like it was. So that's better. I just gotta move the sight to the left, and that should be good. Damn, we went from like 15 to like 2 guys. Sad. All right, whatever. Continue on. All right, so I'll pull those out. I'll use my next bow, and you guys can hopefully like what you see on that one too. If you guys want to know more about my arrows, I can do some research on them. I can weigh them and tell you exactly what I'm shooting, exactly what's going on, but I can give you a rough idea what these are, and that's it. I mean, I have a scale, but I'm not going to do the scale right now. I just want to shoot and enjoy. I like to shoot at home and go to read tournaments and just, have a good time. So that's kind of my place, my palace of peace, I guess you can call it. All right, so we'll put this thing down. I'll tune this later. Let me put these arrows away. And yes, I am using an index release only because it's a little easier to pull it back and do my thing with it. All right. I have to constantly adjust a few things. All right. Continue with the right-handers. All right, so I have a left-handed bow. It's funny, when I shoot a compound bow right-handed, my eye can go into the peep, look at the sight, look at the target, and be fine. But when I use the other 2 bows, I get double vision because I'm left eye dominant. And I'll talk to you about my next bow right now. I'm going to use another hunting bow, which is this one right here. This is a recurve. It's a 17-inch riser. It's an ILF riser. Carbon limbs. It's from Samick. It's Samick Discovery. I'm sure you guys know about it. It's the what are these carbon limbs? I think it's like R3s like that. It says it on it someplace. I probably fucking live. These are the R3 limbs right there. Right there, R3. So Discovery Samick R3s. I have a little dampener because I need that vibration to stop the vibration of the bow. I have a sight here. It's a 4-pin sight from Trophy Ridge. The limb savers are broadheads called limb saver broadhead limbs, and Shibuya stabilizer, and that's it. But I had this on here because I like to have something when I shoot it. I don't want it to vibrate my hand. I like to just have a nice clean shot and no vibration. So when I didn't have it on it, it would just like a tuning fork, just boom. So I don't like that. So I put that on there. I even bought like a bee stinger stabilizer, and it doinked on it. So yeah, that's what I did. And originally for this bow, I was trying to do learn to shoot instinctive, and that didn't go too well at all. Which meant I just put a plunger on here, and then I didn't have a sight on here, and I was like, all right, I can do this. And I shot a couple and got a feel for where I had to aim at, and then I missed one day and hit a rock, and the arrow bounced back, and I was like, never again. So anyway, this one here, it's 4 pins. Again, it's 15, 20. I think it's 15, 20, 25, and 30. So when I use this bow, I have to learn to cant my bow like this, come up, draw it back, and then uncant, and have it straight, and then release. Because if I don't, see, just like that. Otherwise, you have to put your finger on like this constantly, like that. You constantly do that until you are ready to like release it. However, I am not good with this bow. Let's be clear with that. So let's see how I do. Huh. It wasn't money, but it was fucking pretty damn close. Pretty damn close, if I do say so myself. That was about 3 o'clock. About 3 o'clock in the black, because I have a red bullseye and a black ring. It's in the black about 3 o'clock. It's about 9 o'clock in the white. We're gonna just do 3 arrows. I'll shoot this twice, and then move on. Avoid you guys not get too bored. I was on TikTok yesterday for like an hour plus. Yesterday was insane. Thanks. The good thing is, so just to be clear, for a while, someone's talking. I've never shot a bow in my life. If I was to start, what should I get, and how much would it cost? All right, that's a fucking good question, actually. You don't buy this. This is like a 300 plus bow. It's like 330. They have bows like, so here's the thing. When you buy a bow, it's considered a beginner's bow. The limbs will be like white. They'll have white limbs. There might be like a wooden handle, kind of fat. Like for instance, my very first bow when I shot was a bow from Southwest Archery. They're out of like California. Nice bow, but I'm 6'1". I have about 30-inch draw length. The bow weight was about 28 pounds. When you're pulling a bow, you use the back muscles. You don't use your arm. You literally pull with your back. You push this way and you pull like that. So you have to activate this back muscle back here, not your arm. It's hard to explain, but once you feel it, you'll know it. But depending how old you are and how strong you are, I would go like a 24 to 28 pounds draw weight. This bow here is 35 pounds. But when I pull it back as tall as I am with a 30-inch draw length, it's like 47 pounds, 49 pounds. Meaning so there's a thing here called a throat, right? That's a throat into here. When you pull this back from this point to about 28 inches, that's the bow weight. Meaning here to here, 28, that's 35 pounds. Every like inch or half inch, I think it's like every half inch equals a pound. So when I go back to 30 inches, it ends up being like 47, 49 pounds. So keep that in mind when you buy a bow. Buy a bow at low draw weight. Like I said, depending like 24 to 28, try that out. Anything over 30 is gonna be a lot. So like 24 to 28 pounds. And then the draw and the bow length is important. This is 62 inches from tip to tip, 62 inches. When you have a smaller bow, it compacts more, it stacks. So this stacks up harder than my other bow. So you want something that's like 68 inches, 66. Don't go 62 because it's hard to pull. This took me a long time to pull it back. Trust me, this took me a long time to pull it back and get used to it because I'm still learning. I've had this bow for like, I think 3 years. I'm still learning how to shoot it properly because of the fact that I'll shoot it, I'll do a good job one day, shoot it, do a bad job, and I always like hit my forearm because I always pull it back too far. You should pull this back to right about here. So come back right about there and then release. There's a lot of tricks about archery, but get a 68-inch bow, 24 to 28 pounds, depending on your height. If you're taller than 6 feet, which hopefully you're not, you probably want something of a 68-inch. But if you're like a 5 foot, 5'4", 5'8" guy, 64 to 68 draw bow length in 24 to 28 will be good. That way you can shoot and not worry about pulling it back and start. Because what happens if you pull back, you'll start shaking because your arms hurt. So you want something that's not going to be too heavy on you and you can shoot for a long period, like an hour. You don't shoot 4 hours. Oh, I'm done. You want to pull it back and shoot for like an hour because the more you shoot, the more you'll learn what to do. Like for instance, I'll shoot an arrows now. Did a good job. Repeat that. And then if you do it wrong, what did I do wrong? If you have a bow that's too heavy and you're pulling back and you're too busy trying to focus on just holding the bow, you're going to figure out how to release right. You're going to figure out how to like aim it right. So if you have something that's light, you can just pull it back, fire it. Pull it back, fire it. And then every time you shoot, your brain will remember what you did. Sound like a lot. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. All right, okay. So for instance, I'll walk you through my draw. It's a thing called a draw cycle. I'll walk you through mine. AKA, it's a step-by-step that I'm doing. I'm gonna put the arrow under this. This is called a brass knock. This is also called a knock. So this is called the arrow knock, brass knock. You put that brass knock above your arrow. If you're gonna shoot like this without something to hold it on, hold your finger on it. So 3 under tab. Put it 3 fingers under. Set your legs under your shoulders. So you don't need to be like wide stands. Just literally just stand with your legs under your shoulders. Bow arm out, pull up, draw back, aim, release. This is very important. If you guys ever did if anybody ever did something like, I don't know. Sorry, if you guys ever played baseball, played hockey, did golf, like in baseball, your stance is important. This is important. Come back, swing, make contact, and follow through. Archery is the same thing. There's a follow through. Which means you pull back. When you pull back, your fingers, you don't let go. You literally, for me, the way I see it is it's like holding on to a cliff with both fingers, right? And you're like, I'm gonna fall. Instead of just letting go, you just slip off. So you have to learn to slip off like that. So when you slip off, you just let your fingers muscles loose and pull, and then flick. And then once you do that, the arrow is gonna fly out, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" And it's impressive. But flick, if you don't do it, it's called plucking. Plucking is not the best thing to do. But anyway, that's pretty much what you have to do. All right, so we did that. Taught you guys do that. Hopefully, for the person named Matthew is enough information for you to look forward to getting a bow and not. And honestly, you can buy a bow for like $1.50, $150, all said and done, and be straight. All right, so that's not bad. It's not a bad grouping actually. This is one of my shooty shots. That was my third shot. First shot, I want to say second, third. That was my last. So it's not too bad. I can get them tighter. I'm just doing my best to shoot them, but it's not really coming out too well. I hope that helped you out with the information you want. Sorry, it's going to be a little funky. And I shoot my arrows, my bows, because I like to shoot. I don't shoot for hunting purposes. I shoot because I enjoy shooting. For me, it's a good way to relax and chill, because you have to have it's focus. I mean, you have to focus yourself, and it's a good challenge. So if you like to have a challenge yourself doing things, and you can do it from your home or competition wise, do it. All right, I'm not falling these damn steps. And I am shooting off my deck only because it's easy for me to get in the house. What kind of bow? Which one, sir? We have here about 5 bows. We have 2 recurve, 3 compound. The bow right now we're shooting is a recurve hunting. All right, we'll switch off from that. You know what? Let me shoot it again. I like to shoot that. That was fun. It's getting chilly. Can you guys see me when I'm pulling back? Oh, you can't. Let me go like this a little bit. Shoot your favorite compound. All right, I will right now, actually. My favorite compound is this particular bow right here. This is my baby. This is my homegirl. This is the one that's got me through some fun nights. This is a no, sorry. This is a Diamond Edge 320. It's consider a compact or consider it a budget bow. I've redone the entire thing except for the quiver. So I'll walk you through what's on this. I think this is a 32-inch draw length. The strings are gas strings. This is an octane peep. D-loop with the brass. I have limb saver broadhead limb dampers on here. I have an HHA Ultrum Excite right there, single pin. I have a ripcord. You can probably see it right there. Ripcord drop away rest right there. It's limb driven. I mean, it's a cable driven. Quick connect bee stinger, a 10-inch bee stinger stabilizer with the bee stinger cap, which I just recently bought because I have this set up like this. So 1 weight in the front, 3 in the back. So I bought a cap so I don't ruin this edge. And so far, I'm actually liking this cap. And just go like that. And I got to make a video about that. I'm 6 feet. Wait. Let me read that right. I'm 6 foot even. Oh, I thought you said 11. I was like, holy shit. All right, yeah. You're 6 foot even, about 170 pounds. And wrench human being, having said that, how do you determine which is your dominant eye? So how do I do it? So if you ever use the pew pew and you hold it and you see double, that's the wrong hand. If you use the other hand and you can see just the pin, the pin, the back pin, the front pin, and the target with one sight, you're good. With a compound, it's the same thing. This is your peep, there's your sight, then your target. I found out better with a recurve because the fact that recurve just has just the sight. So when you pull the recurve back, you bring the string back to your eye, and then you have to look down the sight and target. If you see, if I can do it off this one now. All right, for instance, like right now, if I take this bow, all right, and I pull the string back, and I look down it, and I can see 2 of those pins. You can't see it that way. You see those pins there? You see those pins? When I pull that back, I see 2 pins. I see the green and another green off to the right of it. So like I'll see another pin right there. That's how you know that's the wrong eye. If you pull it back, you can see 1 pin on a recurve, that's your dominant eye. There's a way to do it with your hands. I can't figure out how to do it. Someone said to me, do something like this. And I guess your eye is supposed to like zoom out. But I can't figure out how to do it. But that's how someone did it. Best thing to do is go to your local bow shop, depending on where you live. Say, listen, I'm curious, I want to shoot a bow. can you help me out? And they'll say, what hand are you? Right-handed. What eye are you? I don't know. And then they'll do a test on you. Hopefully they'll just give you a bow, put it in your hand, and then have you shoot it. DDP. I don't know what DDP means. And that's how they'll determine which eye it is, because they'll actually, can you see double or single? Anyway, let's go back to my compound bow that I was talking about. 10-inch stabilizer with the cap, B Stinger full motion back bar, 8-inch back bar, 3 ounces in the back, and a little thing there. Diamond, yes. Yep, it's a diamond. And I recently bought a new bow, but it's in, I guess you can say, construction mode. I'll show you that in a few minutes. This is a left-handed bow, so I have to move the camera over here. All right, let me just move you guys over here right quick. I'll get you an arrow. These arrows are the sorry, the sun's might be in your eyes. How many pounds do you pull on that? I think I'm pulling about 456. These arrows are the Easton Sonics, the 6.0s, and they're 4 in the spine. I can't go past 60 pounds on these, so I told the guy, get as close as you can. So I believe the poundage is like 56, between 55 and 57 pounds. I'm pretty sure. And I think it's like an 80% let off. So, in determining what, and it's a expensive hobby. I always wanted to get into it, but I wouldn't know where to start. Well, let's start with what state do you live in? Let's go from there. Let's see what state do you live in. Can you tell me that? I'm not going to ask you exactly. Like, do you live in like Mass? Do you live in Connecticut? Do you live in places like that? Let's go from there, and then we can determine how to get you set up. And also, I'm using a this is a thumb release, and I'll explain that to you guys if you've never heard of it or don't know what the hell's going on. The full finger release, and then you basically take that, you punch at Chicago, and all right. If you're in the city, they might have places where you can go in Chicago. I'm in Connecticut, and it's kind of like a hunting area. But some locations in Chicago might have bow shops. Northwestern burbs. I'm in Georgia. Sweet. Georgia definitely has hunting because they have like deer, they have boar there. You can find a place in Georgia to get a bow, no problem. Chicago might even have, especially in the burbs, you might find a place. Just type up archery shops in your near you, and they'll find something. And then go there and say, listen, I saw this guy shooting a bow. I was interested in shooting it. Can you show me some bows? And they'll walk you through it. And they'll get you something easy. But like I said, you can probably spend $150 to $200 with a recurve. If you get a compound, you're gonna spend more. Let's be clear. Compounds are not cheap. Unless you get a bow, like a hand-me-down like this, like that Jennings, getting a modern bow is expensive. This bow here, when I bought it 5 years ago, it was about $470. And it came all done, all dolled up, everything. And I've, over the years, changed it up and made it comfortable for me so I can shoot it better. So with that said, let's shoot this bow right quick and see what we can do. Oh, no, you don't. I don't know where that went. Eastern, where are you? I took this bow to, if you guys have ever did any tournaments, I went to Vermont. I'm in Connecticut, right? Thanks. What do you recommend? Recommend for a bow for you, or tell me what kind of bow you're interested in learning on. Honestly, what I learned on was a recurve. I went from a recurve and then I progressed to compound, and I shoot both still. Okay, I like both. What do you want to learn to do? So I'll give you a little information. Recurve is harder, but if you want to become a good compound shooter, a recurve will help you build the fundamentals to shoot a compound, if that makes any sense. Going from nothing to a compound will be good, but shooting a recurve is harder. But if you learn to do something harder and go to a compound, you're like, shit, this is fucking tit. So I recommend going for a recurve personally. That way you can get yourself a quick dip in the pond for cost, for practice, and shit like that. They have two different kind of recurves. There's a thing called an ILF and a DAS, I think it's called. An ILF is the limbs can be pulled off and put on different ones, any one you want to put on. Meaning you can buy my bow, which is a samick. You can go out and buy Hoyt limbs. What is he saying? Gotcha. It makes sense. I'm brand new to it. Exactly. Yeah. So if I was you, you can either get an ILF, which means you have to like unclick and click, but that's a little bit money. If you buy a DAS, which is basically the limbs are bolted on, so you have to unbolt them. So for instance, like this bow, if there was a screw here, you have to unscrew it and take the limb off. That's like the lowest. That's a good price point, and those are like $1.50. There's a place called if you don't have. See, I would never order online unless you've done enough shooting to know what you want. Go to your local pro shop, and then they will walk you through it. But get a DAS. I believe it's DAS, but I might be saying it wrong. But it's like a DAS or D something. But I don't know. But get the one that's a bolt-on. That way you can take it off, put it back on. And there's a few things you have to learn about it, but honestly, that's the best one to get as a beginner. I had one of those, and that's when I ended up cracking the limbs because I was pulling it back so much. I moved. The one thing I like about compound is it's very easy to shoot, but you have to just, it's compounded. You have to customize it to you. If that makes sense. The whole bow has to be customized to your specs, the way you want to shoot. Whether you want a heavy bow, a light bow, stabilizers here, there, the works. A recurve also customized to you, but you can have someone else shoot it, whether he's 5'3" or you're 6'3". You know what I mean? How long have you been shooting, and do you do competitions or just a hobby that you take very seriously? Competition wise, I take it as going to 3 shootouts, but you don't get paid. So they have these things. Thank you so much. That makes definite sense. Yeah. So like they have these shootouts in Connecticut where you go and you pay like $15 and you run a course, and it's like golf basically. It's like a golf thing. You go, you shoot, you're keeping your own score. I went to this thing called TAC, which is called Total Archery Challenge in Vermont. Again, it's like the PGA Tour of golf. You're not getting paid for it. You can do competition, but you have to get into like an IBO course and get to know some people and do shit like that to get into it properly. So I don't do. My next thing is to do tournaments, but I got to find a way to get into it. But honestly, I do it for hobby, and I like doing it. And the problem with any hobby is you get addicted pretty quick. So I've gotten addicted to hobby and pretty bad. So hence why I have 5 bows. And I'll show you my 5th bow right now. Just give me 1 second. Let me just shoot this last one right now, and I'll show you the new bow I bought. It moved again. What are you saying? All right. Let me show you my. So my Diamond is a compact compound bow. I mean, it's small. You can throw it in your backpack. You can hike with it and shit like that. And if you like going hunting, you can take it. This bow, the Diamond, is not good for deer, I heard, because you have to have a certain poundage to shoot deer. Like this bow goes up to 7 pounds to 70 pounds. I'm at, like I said, 50 something pounds. but you can hunt like turkeys with it, small game, not a deer. There's a thing called flagship bows. Now, this is something that if you're into archery 4 or 5 years down the line, you want a bow that's like, this is what you want to buy, something of this nature. So a flagship bow is determined by how much it costs and what's on it, pretty much. This particular bow I got because I was a good boy this year is the Darton Tritech 35. Can you read that? Probably not. Darton Tritech 35. Mosey Oak bottom end bow. That sight right there is going to come off. This is going to be a permanent piece. And that's it. This bow came with nothing on it. Nothing. It didn't come with this, didn't come with that, just came as a bow. There's no D-loop, which is a little thing you hook the bow to. There's no peep, which you look down the sight. There's nothing. I just put this on today. This is called the, this is also Dropaway Res from QAD. Flagship bows means, like, this bow was about $1,400. It was like $1,350. Nothing on it. The other bow, $740. Came ready to shoot. Flagship bow, budget bow. Sorry. Budget bow, flagship. Meaning it's like buying, let me see if I can think it. That stinks. Well, the reason they do that for a reason, which is down to one person. They do it for a reason because they want you to build your bow the way you want it. So they give you the bow and it's really high end, good to shoot, but you have to build it from scratch. So it's kind of like buying it's like buying like a 1970s like Shelby Cobra. Body's there, but there's no motor. Or you can take the motor that you want to put into it. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing you have to customize yourself. So this bow is going to be customized to me the way I want it, what I want on it, versus buying stuff and not having it. So that's what that's all about. So this is going to be a bow that I have to build up, buy a part, wait a couple months, buy a part, a couple months, get it tuned to my specs, and shoot it. But I could shoot, this is set at 60 to 70 pounds, which I've never shot. Thank you. They are both badass. Thank you so much. If you go through my videos after we're done here, you'll see I had the diamond, and it was kind of like nothing on it. Ooh, it got restricted. Sorry. But the bow was, when I got it before, it was all basic. It worked, but it was a little basic. Let's go look at what I got real quick, and see from there. Wow, we had like a bunch of guys here. Now we got nobody. Sundays is hard to get people on because they're doing stuff and don't want to be on. I try to get on around 12 o'clock, but usually it doesn't happen because I go home and I wake up late and I clean my house and I keep cleaning and I'm like, oh, it's 12 o'clock, keep going. So I shot 3 and I moved a couple times. So that's not bad. I usually hit that red, but I think I moved twice. So obviously you can tell I'm a lot better with that particular bow because I've had more time with that bow than the other bows. Meaning I'm just more comfortable shooting my compound. If you shoot a recurve, be ready to have disappointing days and having great days. But the thing is, don't let those bad days fuck you up, if that makes any sense. If you're going to shoot and have bad days, let it go. Just learn from your mistakes and go from there. But that's not bad. That's not bad. I would like to hit, for me, if I'm not hitting that red, it's not a great shot, But that's just how I am. But that's, again, you have to just take what you got. So I'll shoot that bow one more time. Actually, I have one more bow to shoot. I want to shoot that one right now, just so I can get it shot. So you can see it. I want you to see what I got, all the bows and how they operate and shit like that. Since you're the only, well, no, it's full guys here. Well, that's good, and it's a pretty good distance. Yeah, 20 yards is good. With that diamond bow, I've shot up to 60 yards, which is fucking impressive because I didn't think I can shoot 60 yards with it. I recently did that. I did that like last year, I think. I shot 60 yards for the first time last year, but I was stuck at 40. because I got comfortable. You know what I mean? I got comfortable shooting at 40 yards and didn't want to shoot anything further than that. I was afraid that if I shot that far and I missed, because the thing is, if you shoot that far and you miss, guess what's going to happen? You're going to either lose an arrow or you're going to break an arrow. And I didn't want to lose any arrows and break arrows and shit. So I was like, nah, I'm good. All right. Let me get you this last bow right quick, since we only got 3 guys in. This was my bow I'm going to pull out right now was like my second bow. Like I said to you before, I had a bow that I bought for $1.50 and then traded in because it was breaking. I had cracked the limbs on it. So this is my second bow I bought. When I bought this bow, I was terrified because it was just the price point was higher. And now it's like getting a new car or getting something new in trying it for the first time. You get nervous, you know, that's what it is. So I was hesitant to shoot the bow, and I had some issues when I first shot it. Like I shot it and like the sight fell on the second shot. And if you ever like do something, you expect nothing to what's the word? Not backlash, but like you don't expect something to fall apart. So let me just get the bow and I'll talk to you about what happened so you know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. This here is the bow. Come on out. Thank you. This is the bow right here. This is an Olympic style recurve. I believe this is 24-inch riser, which is the centerpiece. ILF limbs, which means this limb can literally pop out and there's no bolt. Like that's the mount that goes into it. So there's a little hook. And then when I take the string off, I can pull this right off. Give you a better view right here. Here you go. So that's how it's 68 inches long from tip to tip. And I'll get you a close up. This is an upper dampener. It's basically supposed to just take up some shock when you shoot it. That's the sight. And it's, you know, it's a long bar sight. These are the stabilizers, which is called, this is a front bar. It's 30 inches from here to there, which are one weight there. This right here is called a V-bar. This little section right here, because it has little arms that connect to another one. This is called back bars, which is about 12 inches. And this is 3 ounces in the back. This is an extension called, it's an extension. It's about 5 inches. So the overall bow is about 35, it's like 36, because this is about an inch. So it's 36 inches end to end, 68 inches long, and that's it. But it's very long. So if I put it on my foot, it's about that high. That's sitting on my foot on my boot. And I have a plunger right here, a company called Biter. And then I have a little thing here that's from Biter. It's called a clicker. If that's wild, looks badass, and expensive, a little bit. You know, like I bought, like this part was like $120. This was like $60. This is like 70, I think 50, I think 30, and like 10. So you add everything up, it does add up some price, but it's a cool bow. If you watch the Olympics in the summer, this is the bows they use. This is the bow they use for Olympics, and I wanted to learn as much as I can about this bow because I liked it so much. I had to lower this down a little bit. So I like this bow a lot because I wanted to learn how to shoot like the guys on Olympics. So I loved it. So I was like, I want to buy this and shoot it. So let's shoot this right quick, and I'll talk you through it real quick. All right, let me see. Get my arrow here. This arrow is a Black Eagle Intrepid. Put this thing called a clicker on here. The clicker, what it does is it tells you when to release the arrow. Meaning, it's kind of like you bring the string back and you find out where you got to go, and you pull back, it clicks. It goes click, and you can fire it. That just says, all right, you're at full length, full draw length, shoot. But you have to set it where you think where you are for your draw length. It's called a split, and this is a split finger tab. because you put 2 under, 1 on top of the arrow. There we go. And with this, I don't have to worry about canting my bow. I can just have the bow anywhere I want, and the clicker will keep the arrow in place. So you hear that thung? That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like, actually. I hate that, actually. That's the thing I don't like about it. So for me, having that thunk noise upsets me, because I don't like any kind of vibration, because that vibration is the thunking, the clicking of it, which pisses me off half the time when I shoot. And right now, when I pull this back and I'm at full length, I see two pins. That's my sight pin right there. You can't really see it, right? That red dot, that's my sight pin. And I see 2 of those, which means I shouldn't see 2. I should see 1. If I see 1, I'm good. But I see 2 when it comes back. If you go to a shop and they show you a few things and you see 2 of them, that means you have to use your other hand, which means I can't pull this back with my left hand. I probably could, but I'm right-handed. I feel comfortable having it in my right hand than I would my left hand. So let me see something. Nope. So anyway, yeah, so that's the thing. If you pull something like this back with a sight pin on there and you see double, it's the wrong eye. All right, here we go. Way left again. So I always, like I said, I was very intrigued with these kind of bows. This bows, you can shoot up to, in the Olympics, they shoot 75 yards. So they shoot up to 75 yards with these bows. This bow probably can't shoot that far. I can probably shoot 40 yards with this thing, because the bow weight's like 45 pounds. Because it's so long, when you pull it back, the stacking isn't there. You pull back, it stacks up slowly. When it's like I told you before, a taller bow stacks up less, a shorter bow stacks up more. So I'm probably pulling back 45 pounds because I've scaled it back. But I can adjust these limbs to make it heavier. I can probably put more weight on it. When you twist these in, you'll get more poundage. More poundage means further shots. Damn, this thing's heavy. Fuck, it's bad. And like I said, I'm trying to see what I'm hitting. I just can't, because I pull it back so much I can't see what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. Because I lose the pin in the sight between the string and whatnot. That was a better shot. But if you can hear all that boom, that's what I don't like. I never liked that noise when I shoot. It aggravates the shit out of me. I don't know why, but it's like hearing that vibration it just flicks. I can't concentrate when I shoot that. All right, so we're almost an hour in. So hopefully, Geo Bright, you like what you see, because it's just you and me talking. So hopefully you are learning a few things. You like what you're seeing. Oh, he's gone. Shit. Well, someone's back. Did you leave? Did you leave, Geo? Or is this someone new? Hopefully whoever's on here now. Let me see. Can I figure who's on here? Nope, I can't. All right, so who was on? I was just talking about my bow, and that's what I was hitting. So I got to really bring that sight pin up. I think it's time to bring that shit up a little bit. All right, let's show you what I did. I dropped that shit pretty fucking bad, actually. That's not good. No bueno whatsoever. I'm still here. Oh, Matthew's still fantastic. Just listening. Cool. It went down to like 1 viewer and then went to no viewers. So I was like, So yeah, this happening right here means my sight pin is not set properly, which means I have to do 2 things: lower my sight pin, and then make sure I'm on target when I release. If I move when I shoot, it might drop. So that's why I'm so low. But I have shot this bow and did quite well. But when I pull it back, sometimes the sight goes gone and comes back and does that. So I have to literally like focus on it, because if I don't, I get this shit. And this to me pisses me off because I know I can do better. I've done better. But when I do this, I don't like it. So yeah, I don't like when I shoot like this. It really gets me aggravated. And I found out a few weeks ago, well, I found out a while ago, these arrows I'm shooting, these are 600 spine arrows. I'm writing to the end, brother. I can't leave. You. Thank you so much. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end up getting off right now. My wife's here, so let me get off now so I can help her bring in groceries. But yeah, subscribe to my channel. Look at what I got. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit more, and we can go from there. But thank you for being on with me. I appreciate you being on. And those are my bows. So yeah, what I was saying was, before I get off, I have to move the sight pin down to hit the target where I need to hit it. But anyway, you've been great, Gio. Really, I appreciate you being on with me. Hopefully I'll see you on next week, next Sunday or Saturday. Have a good day. I hope you learned so much and like what you see and subscribe. Anyway, thank you so much. Later.